Hi YouTube, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. It's just beautiful out, like over 50 degrees. Even this morning it was like 50 degrees in the shade, so that's nice. So, and it's the first day of spring, so happy spring. So, yeah, that reminds me, our state, it was, well, they've taken it to the House and tried to have it passed as a bill before to stop daylight savings time and just leave it alone. So I don't know. Something tells me they've already pulled their shenanigans with time and calendars and all around the world, all coinciding to their system. And God has a way of showing us what time it is, and they know what's up too. So that's all there is to that, according to that. Reminds me of that song, Time is on My Side. Oh, and that reminds me of the original video of Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, official video, I think is what they call it, where he says picket lines and picket signs. Don't torture me with brutality. Talk to me so we can see what's going on. Um, it's everybody he's addressing. It shows everybody. It's like, um, that's the only way if we can know that it's nothing new. It shows in that video. I wanted people to hear the lyrics and then watch I'll get the original video I shared on Facebook today along with some Janet Jackson because she knew what was up too. Um, yeah. So anyway, I think they got to her, but yeah, she had a different type of message as a strong young woman. So I like her dancing. It was my type of era for dance. It's like, yeah, part ballet, but what? Like into like gymnastic type moves and that type of thing. She was sort of, you know. So anyway, yeah, talented, but it's her lyrics and the messages in her videos. Like she doesn't hold up the three fingers or the devil horn or 666. She flashes four. And in the old days it was like a V, they do like the cat eye, but she holds up like four fingers. It's like right on, little girl, way to go. you know so yeah. And like Escapade, the first thing she's like, Minneapolis, we'll have a good time, leave your worries behind, you know come on and be mine, you know an escapade. You know, it's really great. I love it. Talk about dance music. So her brother was talented, but she was in her own rights in a different way too, because he was more a sellout, literally. Kind of a punk, you know, just a punk ass man with a badass attitude. That was my thoughts on him, for ever since he was a little boy, you know. After that, it's like, what the? What the? Still good music, but what the? You know? What the hell is that? I think it was his brother Jerome or Jermaine, one of them, that went out and did some really beautiful, like, pre-disco music almost, or like right after the disco era, somewhere in there. I'll try and remember it. Good tunes. Or Joe Jacks. Maybe that's a different. I'll have to, if I run across it, I'll go like, oh yeah, maybe God will put it there for me electronically. So I wouldn't doubt it. Or I'll remember it and be like, dang, that's right. So, but yeah, a lot of people have known for a long time what's going on in the world, and, you know, but how do we organize to do something about it? What do we do? Is, you know, um, just because they want to act like one person and have a say about the whole world doesn't make it true on this planet that we live on. You know, we all live here. We don't pay rent to live on this planet, you know. So I guess maybe if you want to live in a city and have them manufacture air and you buy it out of a bottle to suck air and live and eat their gruel, I guess that could be a possibility for some people. But there's other human beings that actually can do stuff, and we don't need their shit like that, you know? We'll organize and make shit real, make shit happen the right way. Because if you're going to do that, you'll be doing things the right way because you won't have a choice. It's like it's us or them. It's not us and them. Like, after all, we're just ordinary men, like Pink Floyd's song. It's not quite like we're ordinary men and women. It's in these times, it's like it's tumultuous to even um, express yourself. They have that, put that feeling upon you. It's like, no, really, there is nothing. If you know you last forever, there really is nothing they can do to you, ultimately. And you're still you always. That type of thing. So it's like, yeah. And if you really know that, you just know it, you know? A lot of people are trying to make you not know it, is my point, you know? Oh, and they've tried with me and tried with me and tried with me. It's like, when are you just gonna quit? You know, I mean, look, I'm this old. If I haven't done anything different until now, I'm not going to. You know, it's just like that. It's like a pretty consistent record for being exactly the way I am all my life, you know, if you can hear me. And don't ever change, you know. So, yeah, so it's been a wonderful day. And the more I contemplate what they're trying to pull with all their shenanigans within the system, um, feeding their beast with everybody's ignorance, you know. Well, if you don't let them go in that ignorant spot and you raise yourself to, I'm not going in that spot with these people, that's one less person not in that spot. And when somebody sees you doing it, they're going to do it, you know. And pretty soon, maybe it'll be spotless, or all the spots will be neighbors, and there'll be like, we really clean this shit up, you know. It took a long time, but, you know, because it's by word of mouth and feeling and expressing a little part of what it is, the true revolution and rebellion between the common person and the system, the beast system, you know. And there is more of us. Of course, there is, you know, because I'll give you a for instance on that one, too. It's like, in government or in the schools. It was the school system in Minneapolis just recently, and this happens in all areas of government agency connected realms. So okay, so the tenure teacher was talking about the 2 year and under teacher that is probably going to lose their job because the teachers wanted more pay, if you get my gist. So they're letting like people who had only been there 2 years and under go starve and keeping their job for more money. That's politics within the system. That's how they operate. They'll cut their own throat and they'll surely cut your throat. It's a cutthroat business. And that's not even connecting all the mafioso type, cabal type, so called thinking they're overlords. And I would pick your tiny little brain apart if you think you overlord me besides my God with his voice. Badass, really badass. You know, these people like whoever thinks that they speak for the Almighty, well, I don't fear anything about any type of person like that. In fact, I could show you just contraire. So, quite total adverse, not perverse or perverse, regressed human. That's what I call them. You know, whatever they make their path, even if it's backwards, you know. I try to say, like, Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory, he's trying to tell this mean little girl not to eat something, and he's like, no, no, don't stop. And kind of like telling her to do it, and she keeps eating anyway and turns into like a giant blueberry, and then they got to take her to the pressing room. That's a good part. Doug and I laugh about that part all the time, you know. But he's the guy that's like, no, no, don't stop, you know. I wouldn't even be the stupid mother standing there watching my kid do something stupid, you know. So it wouldn't have been my kid. My boy might have been like Willy Wonka, and I was like up on top of the roof thinking, what a evil little piece of Wonka factory, you know. That type of feeling. Anyway, I know Doug loves that show. That's how he thinks, you know. More chocolate. Yeah, Bruce sees all you're talking about eating chocolate. Yeah, don't get me started. I'll punish myself and then unpunish myself physically. So it's like, yeah, I love chocolate too. And I'm allergic to it. Maybe if you took I took a Mayo Clinic skin test, and I was allergic to a lot of things, but you know, some things I just have to truly avoid, and other things I'll either it'll be worth the punishment, sort of. Yeah. But I get Hershey's chocolate with almonds in it, and I'm allergic to nuts too. But it seems to treat my system a little bit better, and I used to just like the plain stuff, but uh, it treats me a little better if I eat something decent and then I have some chocolate. Maybe quite a bit of chocolate, but still. And I seem to stay pretty trim just doing that. So I'm about right now, I would guess probably 175, maybe 170 or thereabouts. And right about that is where I'm usually at 5'9 1/4". I'm usually about my premium. I've been like 135 was a bit bony. But, you know, like I was listening to Alice Cooper's song yesterday, Only Women Bleed. I think I'll put that one on too. Um, or maybe another day. Or you can look it up, or you already know it. Anyway, I seen him one time in Phoenix, and him and his mom would grocery shop at a place called Smitty's, the same place I did. So I was sitting in my car and seeing him go in and out and whatever. It's like, hey, cool, there's Alice Cooper, you know. Then I got the song "I'm 18" stuck in my head, and school's out. I'm thinking, dang right, yeah, school's out forever. Maybe for some people, in a sense, unless you have a elected area where you want to further your um, in depth in God um, education, then that's you elected that for yourself. But other than that, there's some people that have different types of calling, and so like they're a tiny they're newer souls is what they are, kind of babies like that, baby brothers and sisters, you know. So yeah, so I think a lot of my subscribers could be like my baby or baby brothers and sisters, you know, or even maybe some ladies I know for sure are my age or relatively my age, or their mindset is relatively like that. So that's a good thing too. You know, I would be lost without the females that love me. Um, that means the world to me. We might not be close, but we're close if you hear what I'm saying. You know, you all. So, like, we're there for each other for real, you know. And some of you actually live kind of close, you know. I had one guy get kind of mad at me because I wouldn't like invite him over or go over and jam guitar. He played along with something that I did in some of my older videos when I first got another guitar. I had to relearn after my stroke, literally. So, yeah, it's been a long road. But and then some things in life just came back naturally, but for a while I was like out there. Not entirely, but I had to concentrate on my body, you know, and so I had to kind of like turn it off, not without compassion, but like just no deep thought into anything that was going on. But I had pretty much from forethought had that covered from a long time ago. So yeah, I had been a free soul for a very long time. Yeah, because I did my work early, like a good girl. You know, and I was a monster too, if you can imagine. You know, in some respects. So they say we're a product of our environment. Well, whatever for whatever that's worth. That's another good song. Depicts a lot of their shenanigans with wars and against the people and dividing the people with politics and religion and culture and countries and what they've been doing forever. Same old, same war machine bullshit. And they really do only care about themselves. Believe it. Bottom line it with anybody you know in that type of situation. You know, they, like Doug would say, here is his language. They be who they be, you know, and that applies in this situation. I wouldn't speak like that. I'd be like, yeah, you are those bastards. The bastards of God, the sons of disobedience, you know, or the whore of Babylon applies to all of them. So, and I know a lot of men that act like women that are truly whores for humanity, you know. So, and that's sad. Like, if you don't have strong male leaders and inspiration and gentle man guidance, what do you have? If you have somebody like the big B man from my country up there yelling at people, you will do this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh man, step up. Step up your game, you know? Yell at people, for Christ's sake. You know, they're stupid like that. But if they just heard that, they caught on quick because there was a whole lot more said with nothing involved but kind wishes and God's speed catching up with your little souls. You know, God bless you and back off or you're fucked. You know, because there are a lot of strong people out there saying, what the fuck is this? You know, sick of this shit. Now we're going to have to go do something about it. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Make our own communities. In my area, 40 people can make their own sovereign nation. Make it so. Go to 40 of your neighbors and sign a petition and file it. You know, so many people do that. You band together with closest people you can find. You know, there you go. In my area, it would take about 10 miles square, and I'd probably find maybe even less, maybe 5 miles square. There could be 40 houses. I'd have to think about it, but at least for sure 10 miles. So if you go in like a 20-mile radius and make your own communities, you know, check out your laws in your government or just do it anyway and say, hey, this address here and this address here, from here to here, we got together as a group of people, every single household, and we say we are now Knoxville, not putting up with your Shitsville, you know. And we have our own little store and we trade here and there and we accept contracts from outside communities and make it so. You know, fuck these people. Try and control my ass. Fuck you. You know? That's what's on my mind on this beautiful Sunday. You know? Oligarchs. Calling some second rate subhuman that would trash on another cell of their own being and think they deserve to even breathe or eat or fornicate, for God's sake. Enough with the inbreeding. Oh, it was over a long time ago. Can't you see the disease? What is that song? It goes, something like Mr. Please must be industrial disease or get on your knees or something like that, you know. I don't know. It's kind of there, that thought, but wow. Anyway, I know a song I'm going to share. Frank Sinatra's That's Life. I'll pull the lyrics up for you. It's such a beautiful song and it's perfect for today being spring. That'll be great. Yeah, you'll love it. I'm sure. I'm sure you already know it. So, yeah. Anyway, not much else really going on here. Just kind of shooting the breeze with you all and um, expressing my feelings towards the oligarchs. Like, I don't pay rent to anybody on my planet, and every human being feels the same way. So you can just take your regulations and regulate yourself before you have to face real people. Oh, by the way, speaking of real strong, I'm at 1,000 push-ups. Today's my 10th day of 100, plus doing everything else I do in my life and other types of workout situations also. I'm saying, hey, strength to the world and Godspeed to everybody, your hearts and your souls and your minds, and these people that don't feel the same way, for every breathing human that would not pass on that goodness and respect for every single human needs to be in a cage because they are not representing human. So that's and if there's tyranny in my government, we have the right to shut it down and turn it off, and that's where I'm at. Period. It's documented time after time for decade after decade. Enough with the bullshit. Independent government is a thing, a possibility, and a reality in the past in any culture. So just keep that in mind and don't back down off these regressed things. That's all they are. When there's not washrooms available for the homeless, and at least like laundry or shower, or for God's sake, let alone like a little one room or family size spot, you know, safe. Yeah, but we can have wars and give nations trillions of dollars to fight their wars. And we've got people laying in the street, children. We've got children being human trafficked for these people that all do know each other with their different affiliations. And this is what we're battling. So, I mean, old men, women, little kids, babies, everybody, you know, and it's a real situation. There's things going on that they're trying to draw our attentions away from. Trillions of dollars that they've put into a fake ass NASA. The stars are in the firmament, they're fixed. They were planted like us, planet. So, anyway, yes, we orbit, we float around like clockwork, but we're planted in the system, and the firmament is our covering, like a tent from the elements, and they cannot get through that. They know that. They burn up in the Van Halen belt. They know it, and scientists know it. It's documented. So, and we do not have the technology to go through that with anything fuel powered, liquid fuel powered. Not at all. Electrogravitics, perhaps. And Bruce sees all. You were talking about magnets. I am a magnet, fascinated by magnets. If after the meteors come through and turn into meteorites on our creek bottom, I can find old meteorites that are magnetic and pick them up with a magnet in the sand in different places. So it's pretty cool. So, yeah, and it's an old mouth of a volcano. I can see by the lava rock and the stuff that comes out in the creek bed. So yeah, it's pretty unique spot. So really, it's pretty. It's beautiful around here, really. But I just my heart, the big lake up at Lake Superior just calls me. It calls my name, Itchy Guma, or Gitchy Guma. I don't know. Yeah, I think I was right the first time. Go get your grandma. Granny wants to go to the lake. Yeah. Well, everybody, I'm going to let you go. I think that's a sign of me getting tired. Because, excuse me. Yeah, I don't know what time it is right now. Let me see. Oh, excuse me. Ouch, these old bones. Okay, it is 10 minutes to 6. Not too bad. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a beautiful week. Peace and love to you all. I know it gets a little hard with everything from every direction like this, but just realize that it really isn't anything new. It just seems like it's more of it because there's the times we're in with the communication and all the science that they've had stored up for a very long time. And I believe these things were done eons ago, many times over. That's my gut instinct, and a lot of us have had and do have a lot of insight and forethought and things, weird things happening in our lives, and it's not that chaos is going to come. It's never left. So, okay, everybody, peace and love to you. Thank you for joining me, and God bless you.